If you want to reduce clutter, get your child to play independently, and focus better, then you need a toy rotation in your life. In this video, I'm breaking down some tips on how to do a toy rotation. Let's get into it. A toy rotation is when you remove some of your child's toys and store them away out of sight and then switch them out with other toys periodically. There are some really awesome benefits of doing a toy rotation, which include keeping kids engaged and interested in their toys, reducing clutter and overwhelm for both you and your child, say bye-bye to piles of toys sitting around everywhere, and more meaningful and independent play. Rotating toys also helps your child to focus better on tasks. I'm going to show you a little bit of my toy rotation system in a minute, but first I want to address some of my most commonly asked questions about toy rotations. The first being, how often should I rotate the toys? This depends on your situation and your child, but generally a good rule is to try and rotate weekly or bi-weekly. But you can also rotate as needed. None of these guidelines that I'm going to tell you about today have to be set in stone. Feel free to change it up for what works for you and your family. The next question I get is, do I have to rotate all of the toys at once? And my answer for this is definitely no. I recommend only rotating what your child isn't playing with at the time. If you notice that your child plays with the same toy every day, keep it out. The whole idea is to keep out what is interesting to your child at the time. What do I do with the toys that aren't being used? You'll want to put the toys that aren't being used in some kind of storage. So this is going to work differently for everyone depending on your space and what you have available. But I have the smaller toys that I rotate in a cabinet in the playroom. And then I have our bigger toys in large bins from Costco that we store on racks in our garage. So here is a little peek at what that looks like. Okay, so a lot of the toys that I rotate out from the shelf come from this cabinet right here. So it's a little messy, but I try and keep it as organized as possible. So I do have these bins that I used to have another toy shelf that I just switch everything out, and I'll just take whatever they're stored in here and put them in a different basket that makes it easy for Luke and Nolan to be able to see what toys are in the bin. All right guys, so it's really a mess in here, but this is some of our storage for our larger toys. We have these bins from Costco, and I think these racks came from Costco as well, but I'm not positive about that. But we just have them set up with the labels toy rotation, and then everything in here, this stuff is for Nolan, so it's Luke's baby toys. And then any other bins we have a number on them. So this is toy rotation number 2. So we just go in number order. I think we have 3 bins for toy rotation. So we'll just pull out this whole bin, bring it into the playroom, and then swap out those toys. My child is older. Should they be involved in picking their toys? Absolutely. Feel free to ask your child what they want out from time to time, or ask them what toys they would like to keep out. If my child asks for something that's away, should I give it to them? This is totally up to you, but I say absolutely. I just usually will have Luke pick something that he wants to switch with the toy that he's requesting, so that we're not adding more toys and creating more clutter. When doing a toy rotation, think about grouping types of toys and having a variety of toys for your child to choose from. So for example, I usually always have out like something to build with, like blocks or Legos or bristle blocks. And then I always have some kind of puzzle for Luke to do. I also switch out his dramatic play activities. So these are just a few examples of groups of toys that I will change out. How many toys should I keep out at a time? Okay, so this is a big one because like I said, part of the whole idea of a toy rotation is to cut down on the clutter and reduce the amount of toys that your child has available to them at any given time. So generally, I recommend having out between 8 and 12 toys for a toddler at a time. So like I said, this helps to reduce the clutter and overwhelm for your child while still offering a variety for them to play with. Here you will see me doing a toy rotation with our brand new Lovevery play kits, which the boys are absolutely loving. If you want to know more about Lovevery, then check out my Lovevery review video, which I will link down in the description box below. But I have the top row of these cubbies here set up with Luke's toys, and then recently I have dedicated the bottom to Nolan's toys because now he's able to sit up on his own and pick out the toys from the cubbies. And then on the top of the shelf, I usually set out some books. And right now we also have our Lovevery block kit up there too. So I will only put things in here that Luke can do independently. So in this month's Lovevery kit, it did come with this glue set with a bunch of little pieces of paper. So I will not put this in here because I don't let him glue unless he's extremely supervised and I'm sitting right next to him. So this will be something that is stored away and then that I take out when we're ready to do an activity. So Luke's kit also came with this spray bottle and this little squeegee. So this I will put in a cubby bin because I know him and I know that he'll love to run around and pretend to do this without water. But then obviously I will put water in it when I'm supervising him. So then he can go spray down our glass door and clean it for me, which he will love to do. And then I do have a few more toys for Luke on the floor as well. Like he's been really into trucks and cars lately. So those have been lined up along the wall and haven't been rotated out in a while because he literally plays with them every day. So I will put those away until he stops playing with them. But doing a toy rotation has really helped Luke with playing on his own. Speaking of which, go check out my video on how to help your child play independently right now. But before you do that, really quick, make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss any helpful parenting videos and that you give that thumbs up button a click and comment below if you found this video helpful or just to say hi. Thank you all so much for watching and I'll see you next time.